Hello everyone, this is the final video for this series, and this just describes more about how to actually do the letters to get you started. So you see in this top part, I've shown you the sheet of paper that you've just done on the previous lining video. Imagine these are light pencil lines. So those are those 3/4 inch lines all the way down the page with 1 inch on the left, 1 inch on the right. So what you want to do is put that on your desktop. Put your ink, the cap, your nib, your brush, put these in a beautiful pen anchor that you can make very easily from a piece of paper that's folded and cut, or anything else you want to make it out of. Make sure that your space is comfortable. You want to make sure that everything is placed where you can easily reload your nib and you're not going to spill anything, nothing's going to be awkward. Make sure your seat is at the proper height, you have good lighting. You want to make sure that the paper moves below you. You're not going to try to move yourself and have the paper in one stationary position. That's one reason that we de-tape or remove the tape from the paper from the last phase of lining, so that the paper can just move below your shoulder, your elbow, your forearm, and your wrist. So that's really important, that you have a comfortable space. It doesn't have to be big, but comfortable is very positive. And most people have an angle to their paper. You know, when we first learn how to write, people move their paper one way or another. So experiment with that. And as I described on one of my videos, when I do lettering, my paper's turned almost perpendicular. So I doubt anyone will have that problem. But you want to make sure that you experiment right and left, until it gets comfortable for you. Okay, so you want to make sure again that you're moving the paper along with your lettering as you go left to right on the page. Now on the bottom part here you see practice strokes. So here we have an example of all of your strokes should be the same width. If you find that your strokes are not the same width as each other, like some are radically narrower than others, I'm still going to guess that you're rocking the nib and you're not pressing evenly from the slot in the center of the nib, left and right. So make sure that you're pressing evenly from the front of that nib so that all your strokes should be the same width. Now once you get a sense of your verticals, try some horizontals, try some diagonals, try some curves, but don't do anything that resembles a letter yet. Just get used to the nib. The next thing you want to try is entering a little entry stroke here at 45 degrees. Now I'm saying 45 degrees, and different calligraphers will tell you different degree increments. I use 45 degrees, and part of the reason I say that is because most of my students can envision what 45 degrees looks like. So if you can picture what I'm saying here is that, imagine a little triangle right there to the top of the line. This top line to here is a triangle. So that's what you want to do, and so you want to make that triangle and pull down straight. Now if you want to add a little beak, that sometimes helps you get the ink flowing. Sometimes when you just put the nib on paper, you can sit there and go back and forth a little bit and it's a little scratchy to get ink to come out. So sometimes this little beak or this little entry stroke can help make that a little bit easier. Now this part here is showing that a vertical line should always be obviously the same width as all your other lines, but it's wider than a horizontal or a crossbar. So that means that you have to manipulate your pen in such a way, make it a little bit steeper so that your horizontal lines and crossbars are ever so slightly less heavy in weight than the verticals. And if you try this out, you'll see if you make all your horizontals the same width as your verticals, your letters are going to look really clunky and they won't have that thick, thin beauty to them that is one of the wonderful things about calligraphy. So try that. So you want to make sure horizontals and crossbars are less heavy than your vertical strokes. Okay, and then the last thing that is on the sheet is basically if you made some vertical pencil lines down your paper, about 1 inch increments, which is about the width of a ruler. So you could take a ruler, roll the ruler, roll the ruler, and every time you roll it, make a pencil line. And you would have vertical pencil lines all the way across your paper. And the thing that does is it helps train your eye to make your letters vertical. Okay, so I think everything else is just getting used to the nib and practicing. Again, if you have any problems at all, please contact me and I can talk you through it. Okay, happy lettering.